All right, Coach. First game, Saturday. How have you seen the team progress from the scrimmage till now?
Yeah, I think X's and O's were right where we want to be. I think our leaders, our captains have really stepped up. Our ones and twos for the most part really solid. I feel pretty good about where we're going. I think we talk a lot about our middle tier, our twos and threes on the depth chart, continuing to step up and get ready for their moment to shine. I think with injuries when you go through fall camp uh, this year more than any year before, we're going to have to lean on that middle tier a lot. They're going to have to step up and really try to develop and grow faster than I'd anticipate them and themselves. They just have to. We're going to throw them into the fire on Saturday and see if they could sink or swim. And I think all of these guys, we've done a good job of evaluating talent and preparing these guys for the moment. So I think every single one of them are going to step up to the plate and hit it out of the park.
What does it mean to the team to be starting the year off at home at Rattler?
Yeah, I think obviously 282 days behind us, we finished our season in Midland. And it's always fun to play at Rattler Stadium, the historical value of that, not just to us, but West Texas. The whole nation knows exactly where that's at. So it's exciting to be at home first, right? I definitely don't want to be driving to Silver City, New Mexico on Friday, I can tell you that. So excited to sleep in my own bed and prepare for the first game right here at home.
And how excited are you to actually start the season just in general, coming off of a long off season and a successful year last year?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'm looking forward to it the most because it puts everything that happened in the past in the rearview mirror. Nobody talks about uh, reigning LSC champs anymore in our building, but this kind of gets the media talking about more than what happened last year, right? We're a completely different football team, a completely different group of guys in that locker room, and the coaches as well. So it puts the past behind us, and now we can just focus on 2024. So I'm excited to see what this team has to bring to UT Permian Basin and West Texas. I think from a talent perspective, it's very talent filled, a little bit more than last year, but we still have to come together as a team and as a family. And our culture and our brotherhood has to be better than everybody else in the country. And that's what we try to preach. And you don't really know how good it is until adversity hits. So the first sign of any adversity you're really going to face is when you're facing somebody else and things aren't going the way you want it to go. How do we respond? And we're going to find out Saturday when those moments hit.
And just how ready are the guys? I mean, they're probably tired of hitting each other, but now they're ready to hit somebody else. I mean, have you kind of felt that way?
Yeah, I think every single coach in the country would say that at this point, 6 days away from or 5 days away from kickoff, everybody is just ready to hit somebody else and face an opponent. Obviously, for me and my head coach's hat on, you don't know what Western New Mexico is going to do. Offense, defense, special teams. You got new coordinators across the board, whole new team. They transfer in junior college heavy, so you really don't know what they have to bring to the table. But you know what internally what your team can do, but now you have to see it in live action. So that's what I'm ready for.
What do you think that this first game, win or lose, whatever the score might be, what are you hoping to gain for knowledge wise of your team?
Well, I can tell you this: we're not going to lose. I will make sure of that. But just starting the season off the right way, you have to gain momentum early, especially when you have the schedule we have. I mean, the Lone Star is one of the best conferences in the country. I think our non-conference schedule is not easy. We're facing our region, in-region teams that are known throughout the country. Everybody knows these brands that we're playing. So it's not an easy schedule, but you need to start off on the right foot. You can't start off losing or getting in dogfights. Like, we want to take care of business. My job here is to win games, and my team's job is to make sure we dominate. I don't want to just win games by 1-2 points. I want to dominate everybody we play, no matter who we play. And we're going to make sure that we have that mindset no matter who we're playing.
Yeah, you mentioned dominating. I mean, you beat this team 50-3 last year. What's that mindset going into this year as far as that domination factor?
Yeah, again, I don't talk a lot about last year. We have this 1-0 mentality. We know what the score was last year, but we know this when we got the two deep earlier this week or last week. They're a completely different football team. I mean, they're a JUCO heavy on the defensive side of the ball. On offense, a lot of transfers. Division I transfer quarterback, Division I transfer receiver, Division I transfer left tackle that went to Oregon. I mean, they are a completely new football team than they were last November when we played them. And so are we, right? Like, we are completely different than a year ago. So you kind of throw out whatever the results were last year, and we have to take it one day at a time, one rep at a time when we get into this game.
Can you talk some specifics of what you've seen out of Dylan, like improvements that he's made this offseason to be ready?
Yeah, obviously the attributes, the arm strength, the arm talent, his accuracy, his mobility. He spent all spring focused on speed, but he looks healthier than ever. He's probably the smartest he's ever been football IQ wise, but he's by far dramatically improved his leadership. I'm not saying he was a bad leader before, but I think he has really honed in and owned, I am the guy, I am the leader of this team. And he's done a phenomenal job of doing everything we ask of him.
And then obviously, through a big offseason, you're looking to get guys healthy. So can you speak to the health of your roster?
Yeah, I think everyone in the country that I've talked to is a little banged up right now. I don't know what it is this cycle, but everyone's dealing with it. And we just got to find a way to battle the adversity. And no matter who's out there, whatever 11 is out there, they just have to focus on their job. When we recruit guys, wherever they're from, we don't ask them to be anybody but themselves. I think as evaluators and as recruiters, we have to make sure we get the best talent there is. But I'm never going to ask Joe to be like Kyle. I'm never going to ask him to be somebody he's not. I just need them to be them best selves, and we as coaches have to make sure we put them in situations to be successful. So, yeah, I mean, we're probably down 4 or 5 starters just week 0 going into this. And we're just, as coaches, have to find a way to put the best guys on the field and make sure we take care of business.
And going back to that scrimmage, I mean, we saw the defense was more so getting after it, kind of showing the offense up. Is that going to be a key part in the team this season? Is that defense?
I think if you're a championship caliber team throughout this country, no matter what level, Division I, Division II, D3, if you want to win a championship, you better focus on the defense. And we did a really good job as a staff of focusing on that this offseason. More of our transfers came to the defensive side of the ball. I think we also returned a lot from offense last year. We've been battling, like you guys said, a lot of injuries through fall camp. So our offense hasn't been full tilt since we started camp. And I think we're finally getting to the point where we're closer and closer to being who we are on offense. And I think we'll find that Saturday. But defense, I mean, I would be remiss to say that this is probably one of the best defenses in the country. We were really, really good last year. We were number 8 in the country offense. We were number 10 in the country defense. And I think this year we're top 3 defense. So I hope that we can lean on our defense the way we did in that scrimmage. And if we want to win a championship, we have to do that.
I know during the offseason, the offensive line was a point of emphasis. How has that offensive line grown from day 0 to now?
I think the biggest thing in that room is the accountability aspect, the self-accountability. They have to look in the mirror first and be able to say, I know I'm doing my part going 1-0 every single day. I think we struggled at that last year of just looking in the mirror and self-evaluating ourselves. We thought we were better than what we were, and it showed in those big games that we lost. I think this year, yes, we recruited the talent that we wanted to. Injuries kind of decimated that position a little bit, but I still feel we're better off than we were a year ago because of the leadership in that room, the work ethic in that room. We have 2 offensive line coaches now. We only had 1 last year. And our changes in that position with the coaches really created a different culture in that room that is a key part of what we're going to try to do this year.
Can you speak to the pros and cons of having an experienced offense who a lot of them, like you said, played last year together? Obviously, a new quarterback, but a lot of them played together last year. So is that really a positive or negatives to that?
There's definitely both sides of it. The pros is obviously the talent. I mean, we were, again, top 10 offense in the country. Our talent's there. We know what we can do. We know where to be on certain calls. It's much easier to install when you have your whole offense back. The difficult thing is sometimes they think that they're a little bit better than what they are, right? You get receiver of the year last year. You get 4 all-conference wide receivers. You got all-conference running backs, all-conference tight end. You got all these guys back from a championship caliber team last year. Well, in this day and age, there's a lot of egos. So you get that and you think you're better than what you are. And I think as a team, that's the one thing we've had to battle the most. It's just this sense of entitlement. When you become a conference champion or you become a champion in life in anything, right, you kind of wear that on your shoulders. It changes how you may work. And that's been one thing I've been trying to get to this team is, we were conference champs last year. That was a different team. It's a whole new year. Everything's different. You have the target on your backs, yeah, all that. But the work you put in last year obviously wasn't good enough to be where we want to be. We want to be in McKinney holding up the trophy at the end of the year. So if our work ethic wasn't good enough last year, why are we doing less or the same? We have to do more. And that's the big key points we've been hitting this whole fall camp is last year was last year, but we have to be better at everything we do. The intentionality, the attention to detail, how we practice, our practice habits have to be better. Everything has to be more focused and detailed. And that's what we've really hit on this fall camp.
Do you think that's worked this fall, getting to bring down the big egos and more of a team mentality?
Words would say yes. Actions speak louder than words, though, so we'll see on Saturday.
What do you hope to learn from your team after this game on Saturday?
Who we are. I mean, you don't know who you are until you go into battle. You can have the best army in the world, but then you go into battle and things may change. So I think we're talented. I think we have every tool that we need to make a run here this season, 1 week at a time. But you never know till the bullets are firing and you're in the action. So I'm looking forward to facing adversity. I want this team to get punched in the mouth and figure out, all right, who are we going to be? How do we respond? That's what I want to see. I want to see us have some adversity, face it head on, and come together closer as a team throughout it.
And before we begin the season, what are your main aspirations for the season?
I mean, obviously a conference championship, but we have to attack every week 1-0. And that's the problem and why you don't see a lot of teams go back to back, right? The Kansas City Chiefs just did it, but it's not easy to do it, right? Because that sense of entitlement creeps up in young minds, and you have to get that out of them. You have to get whatever happened in the past is the past. What's happening now is the future. So focusing on 1 day at a time, 1-0, and just coming closer as a team. And I feel really, really good about this group. But you never know till you get to Saturday. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Hey, Coach.